Well, welcome back. This is the first of 9 videos looking at how to plan a traditional project management project. What we're going to do during this video is provide an overview of the chapter and what we're going to be covering. So here's the summary of Chapter 5. I want you to focus on 3 things, the first of which is this planning and conducting a joint project planning session. That JPPS meeting is going to be important, and understanding how to run one of those will be critical to your planning efforts. As you're doing that, you're going to build a work breakdown structure. So a work breakdown structure is going to be a superset or an extension of your requirements breakdown structure. And we'll talk about how you do that and how you build the packages around that. Then finally, we're going to get into the project network diagram and looking at how you determine the critical path, how you determine slack, how you do project schedule compression. All of those things will be a component that we look at. So the 3 things I want you to focus on again during this chapter is the joint project planning session, that work breakdown structure, and then how to build a project network diagram. All right, we're going to do a little bit more preliminary work in terms of projects. This is some survey result based on thousands of projects where they were looking at them, and the projects were either self-attributed as having good planning or poor planning. And what you see is an 18 to 36% reduction in time associated with those projects that went through good planning. And of course, the reasons for this are fairly straightforward. Planning is going to reduce uncertainty. You know more about the project as you go through that planning process. It increases learning and understanding associated with the project, and it also improves efficiency because you kind of have this overall view of how all the pieces are going to fit together. Pretty straightforward. From there, you want to consider as you're doing that planning, do you want to use a software package or not? And traditional wisdom is that for very large projects, you use software packages. For smaller projects, you don't. You don't need a project plan to hammer a nail, okay? And you don't need a software package if you're hammering a nail. It's just going to create non-value added processes to your project and slow you down. But what I have seen over time is the use of software packages for more and more projects. People become very comfortable with them, and they do add value. So you just have to balance that into when it is appropriate to use software packages and when it's not. Lots of different project planning tools. I'm not going to get into a taxonomy of sticky notes, marking pens, or how you use your whiteboard space. Though it is in the slides, you can kind of go through that yourself. And so I'm just going through these pretty quickly. I'll pause here. It says whiteboard, but it's really those kind of artifacts and documents that you want to have around the room as you're working on your project, and you'll use these later on in the monitoring phase. But they're the normal suspects. You want your project overview statement. What do you agree to? What are your success criteria? You want your work breakdown structure, who's doing what to whom. You want that dependency diagram of what tasks are out there and what are the tasks that are coming up. What's your schedule? What's your resources? What issues do you have out there, and where have you made updates to your schedule? So again, the normal suspects for use on the boards or on a whiteboard. And then finally, you need to do some planning again in terms of how much time should you allocate to the planning phase. And again, if you're hammering a nail, hopefully it's measured in seconds. If you're planning to add a small bathroom to the house, it may be just a half day or a day thing. If you're consolidating universities, it's going to be measured in months. And so you do need to sit down and think about how much time do you want to put into this and make sure that there is not too much overkill. This is particularly true when you get into agile, extreme, or extremist projects. You don't want to have too much non-value added time. You don't want to put too much time into planning a project that you may abandon in 4 weeks. So again, you have to kind of balance that out, and part of that comes by doing it and building wisdom through that process. All right, well, very good. This brings us to the end of first of 9 videos looking at how to plan a traditional project management project. During this, I've provide an overview of the chapter and where you should focus your attention. And what we're going to do in the next video is look at a joint project planning session and how to plan that and conduct that. So keep on studying, keep on learning, and I'll see you in the next video.